Story 1. Emile calls me ugly, only to get scolded by my husband. So, I guess I can call this a success, huh? I recently went to my class reunion. We all graduated when we were 18, and now, 15 years later, we're all in our 30s. It was such a great event, really interesting to catch up and see what everyone has been up to over the years. My old teacher had put together a small photo album for each of us, with pictures from graduation day and our current photos. Some people had changed a lot, but for me, not much had changed. The next day, my mother-in-law came over, and when she noticed the album, she made a comment that, while not exactly unexpected, was still pretty unpleasant. She said, "Look at everyone. Everyone has glowed up over the years, even the ugly girls. Everyone but you. Unattractive then, and unattractive now. Now, this is something my Emile has always held against me. She's one of those women who spend a lot of time and money on looking neat and attractive. Salons, manicures, pedicures, hairdressers, stylists, heavy makeup, you name it. She firmly believes every woman should do the same. I'm the complete opposite. I don't spend much time on my appearance. To me, the basics matter. Clean body, clean clothes, washed hair, clean teeth. I don't wear makeup. My friend, who's a hairdresser, trims my hair every few months, and when it comes to my nails, I just cut them short and leave it at that. It's just not something I care about. And of course, Emile thinks of me as the ugly duckling and often throws out little comments like, "Doll yourself up a bit. How can you walk around like a gray mouse?" Or, "I don't understand what my son sees in you. Normally men don't go for women like you." Or, "Dye your hair and natural color is so dull." Or, "I won't ever look like you, even on my deathbed." Honestly, I have thick skin when it comes to stuff like this. It doesn't offend me. If anything, I just hear it and forget about it right away. I really don't care what people think about me. If you don't like me, that's your problem, not mine. I'm not going to bend over backward just to make someone like me. So when she said it this time, I just shrug it off. She clearly thinks highly of herself, but I feel like if you're truly happy with who you are, you wouldn't say hurtful things to others. Then Emile added, just a little advice from one woman to another. You should really take better care of yourself and make yourself look a little prettier. Otherwise, you might lose your husband. My son is a great man, but he's still just a man. And men don't like ugly women. At that point, I thought, well, if you really knew your son, you'd understand that I seriously doubt his reason for marrying me had anything to do with my looks. I don't think that's the most important factor when it comes to choosing a life partner. Sure, looks matter to some extent, but what's the point of a pretty face if the person behind it is an awful human? Later that day, my husband came home and noticed the photo album. He commented on how cool and interesting it was. I told him that his mom obviously didn't feel the same way because she had come over earlier and called me ugly. It didn't bother me, but it clearly bothered him. He immediately called his mom and asked her to explain why she'd said something like that to me. And Miles said she was just giving me advice, that a woman needs to look beautiful to keep her marriage. My husband responded, "Mom, don't forget that most of your beauty can be wiped off with a wet wipe." My wife, on the other hand, always has the same face. Needless to say, she wasn't happy with that. I've never seen her without makeup, but my husband said it's not a pretty sight. Comment 1. Has she ever said that stuff in front of him? I mean, has he ever heard her exact words? Because he should. Comment 2. Oh, Emile, it's so nice when you prove your beauty is only skin deep. Comment 3. Your husband told her the truth. The wet wipe comment, though, is brilliant. Story 2. Being asked to bend the knee. I posted here before about my nightmare of MIL. Last year, I finally decided to go no contact with her, and while it took my husband a little while, he eventually came around to supporting it, or so I thought. Since going in C, I've set firm, non-negotiable boundaries. She's not welcome in our home. I won't be going to hers. He handles all communication related to the kids, and we don't attend events or holidays together, except for rare situations like our son's soccer games, if he really wants us both there. But even with all that laid out, he keeps asking, like he did again just this past Sunday when I'm going to talk to her again. I'm honestly hurt and frustrated. I've tried to have a relationship with this woman for the past 9 years, and every single time she's destroyed that effort. And somehow, my peace and my feelings are always the first to be sacrificed, just so he or his mother can be more comfortable. He says our kids should be able to enjoy both of us in the same place. But let's be real, our two youngest, 5 and 1, don't even understand what's going on. And our oldest, 14, does understand because he's seen how she treats me, and he knows how deeply she's hurt me. The latest push came after my husband visited her and her girlfriend asked where I was. When he explained we weren't on speaking terms, she chimed in with "life is short" and some other guilt-trippy stuff about how I should be allowed wherever my children are. His mother, for the record, has said I can come to her house, but only because she wants to be welcome in ours. That's a hard no. I'm just so tired of this cycle. Over and over again, I'm the one expected to bend, to keep the peace, to make everyone else feel okay, even if it makes me miserable. A petty part of me wants to just show up with headphones in, ignore everyone but my kids, and make it painfully obvious how done I am. Because honestly, the only time my husband really gets it is when he touches the stove himself and feels the burn. Right now, I feel unsupported and unheard. And to make matters worse, he throws my own strained relationship with my mother in my face, as if it's the same. As if the way I've worked through that situation gives him an excuse to keep pushing me towards someone who's repeatedly disrespected me. Meanwhile, he cuts off people when he wants to and gets nothing but support from me when he does. I don't think I'm being unreasonable, but I feel like I'm the only one who sees that. Just feeling really low and tired of fighting the same battle over and over. Comment 1. DH is unrealistic and manipulating you as a mother to get you to fold and keep his peace. You know what kids need to see? Mutual respect, love, and consideration. His mother is the one unable to do it and feigning tolerance. I went through your post history, and I'm shocked he could even utter this crap to you. Comment 2. I would cut off my knee and chuck it in a volcano before I bent the knee to that twat. Ask him how many times you're supposed to willingly put your foot in a bear trap and just accept the pain. BC, that's what he's asking you to do. He knows you've done this song and danced before, and it always turns out the same. The kids should be able to be with their whole family in one place. Only problem is one of you, the aforementioned twat, refuses to treat the other with common decency. I would ask him why he's okay with always asking you to put yourself in harm's way and be uncomfortable, but won't demand his mother treat you as a human. Don't do it. He can keep going over there alone, and they can all play in Delula land like they don't why you don't want to be there. Comment 3. They're waiting you out instead of taking you seriously. They're lucky you're allowing MIL around your kids. You could insist your husband go to couples counseling before you ever speak to her again. That way, hopefully, he'll be made to realize that he's prioritizing his mother over you. I have received the life is short bit too, and I wholeheartedly agree. Life is too short to allow an abusive in my life for their benefit. WTF? You can agree with husband and say, you're right, I should be able to keep the kids with me on every occasion. You visit your mom alone from now on. Comment 4. He's tired of dealing with his mom and wants you to give up so he doesn't have to be uncomfortable anymore. Story 3. FMIL is making her son's death all about her. A few days ago, my SO's brother passed away unexpectedly due to epilepsy. He was in his 40s and lived with their mom, FMIL, who's in her 60s. Since his passing, FMIL's behavior has been overwhelming and frankly disturbing. Here's what's happened just in the last few days. She blamed 2 of her adult children for his death because they hadn't spoken to him recently. She blamed her ex-husband for causing the epilepsy. She posted the death announcement on Facebook before my SO even knew his brother had passed. She included their home address in the post and invited people over, essentially turning it into a public wake before any of the immediate family had even arrived. She told my SO that the body had already been removed by ambulance, when in reality the coroner didn't arrive for another 3 hours. She let random people walk through the house to see his body, while family hadn't even had a chance to process what happened. It's been chaos. The family decided to start a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses. My SO's sister took the lead. She's responsible, trustworthy, and the only one we felt comfortable handling the funds. FMIL, on the other hand, has a long history of financial irresponsibility, foreclosures, car repossessions, gambling, and mishandling money that didn't belong to her. She even had brother co-sign on things that destroyed his credit. She was recently fired, her unemployment claim was denied, and she had no savings. When she asked us for money, we said no. We literally just had a baby a few weeks ago. She told us not to tell brother about her financial situation, even though he lived with her. We later found out she got a loan from a friend and immediately started spending on lashes and nails. We don't even think she's paid rent for April. She's been prying into our finances, too, asking questions she has no business asking. Now, for the funeral. Thankfully, brother had a prepaid cemetery plot, which takes about $15,000 off the funeral home costs. The original GoFundMe goal reflects this. But the moment FMIL saw the donations coming in, she lost it. She demanded access to the fundraiser, said she wanted to rewrite the description, and insisted the goal be raised from $15,000 to $120,000, with no explanation. When asked what the extra funds would cover, she vaguely said bills, but refused to specify. When pressed, her response was something like, "I don't like these questions. I'm so stressed. I feel faint." So, instead of helping, she made her own GoFundMe using a family friend's name. The description was literally copied and pasted from brother's professional bio and didn't even explain what the money was for. That fundraiser's already been reported for violating platform guidelines and only has 1 donation. Meanwhile, the legitimate fundraiser is doing well, thankfully. She also deleted my SO's comments on her Facebook wall when he tried to share the original fundraiser. Then she started blowing up his phone while he was at work, demanding, "Change it to $150,000. Change it now." He explained, again, that he's not the fundraiser's creator and can't make changes. Her response? "None of my children are supporting me or coordinating anything." She then posted her Zelle info and said, "If you want to donate to Mama, send money here." Not a single word about funeral costs. Tomorrow, the family, including FMIL, is meeting at the funeral home to get actual numbers and figure out what's needed. None of us know what the real costs are yet, including her. But we strongly suspect she's hoping to skim from the GoFundMe and live off the funds. It's going to be a long, exhausting day. Comment 1. The cash grab is awful. Not as awful as having people come over to see his body. That is truly heinous. Comment 2. At first I was like, okay, she's just lost her son and acting a bit scattered/crazy understandably. But wow, she's turning her son's death into a cash grab. WTF. Vile. So sorry for your loss, op. Comment 3. Girlfriend, just sit back and watch the fireworks while being there for your so. Say nothing. Offer nothing. Stay out of everything. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.